final thing is rounded fill. Rounded fill.
No, God, please,
Okay.
no.
And then I'm going to say object should cover the picture. And that way, in case it's a bit bigger, right? So let's see what's going on. This image looking good. And then underneath the image, we're going to have a div. Okay?
Hello.
And this div is going to have all of the text like so inside of it. So this is looking really clean right now. Guys, just take a second.
That's amazing.
That is beautiful. Right? For a UI, that is actually amazing. Like, as in, look at it, it's like living and breathing. Like, if I refresh, look at that. Look. When someone comes to your website, it's just like, oh wow, this is kind of cool. Welcome. Right? Like, really nice sort of way to enter someone in. And it shows that you can do it because it's done in Tailwind CSS. So you can actually say that, yeah, this was done with Tailwind CSS. Right? Okay, so we've got our H1. Right? And then on top of that, I'm going to have a slightly smaller, and I know it's out of context, but it should be like the row here. So I'm going to say software engineer. Right? I know it's H2, H1, but it's less of an importance than my name. So here I'm going to go ahead and say tracking. So I'm actually going to do that afterwards. So say text should be small, should be uppercase. Okay, and there you go. That doesn't look that good, right? So first things first, I'm going to show you how we can transform this in a crazy way. So change the color, make it blend in a little bit, add it out from the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the tracking. Now the tracking is basically the spacing between characters. Now as you can see, that's the max tracking. But if I want to do custom, I can put like just as I said before, it's just in time compilation. So I can put square brackets in. I can say 15 pixels between each letter, and just like that, that looks so clean. Now, that looks like something like an avatar thing, and that looks so good. Right, so that looks really clean. Right, so we've got some software engineer stuff happening there. Then we're going to go ahead and have the next bit. So for the text, I'm going to go ahead and say class name, and it's not the span, sorry. The span is actually, well, for the span, I'm going to do something. I'll say margin right should be 3, so it's not right next to that. The H1, I'm going to go ahead and say the text should be 5 XL. And I'm going to go and say on a large screen, it should be 6 XL. So remember, we can change those values, right, based on the screen. So mobile view, 5 XL, large screen, 6 XL. This one should be semi-bold, and I want the padding on the x-axis to be 10. Alright guys, nearly at 900 likes, let's go. That's crazy. Right? So as you can see, we're behind our little background, right? So I'm going to show you how we can fix that afterwards. Do not worry, but we will get that working as well. Okay. So once we have that, scroll pixel, what the hell? Scroll. That's not right. When did I write that? Semi-bold. There we go. Interesting. All right. So after that, I'm going to have a div. Now in here, I'm going to have about, experience, skills, and projects. Right, so these are going to be 5 different buttons, or 4 different buttons. So I'll say button times by 4, and hit save. The first one is going to be about. The second one is going to be experience. The next one is going to be skills, and the next one is going to be projects. Okay, so there you go. About, skills, projects, and so forth. Now, instead of repeating class names here, right, what we can do is we can go ahead and give this something like hero button class. If I go into my globals, right, CSS, this is where you can create your own custom utility classes, right? So what I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm actually going to go ahead and type in @layer components. So basically what I'm doing is I'm injecting my own custom CSS utility class into the components layer that we import with Tailwind CSS. And then I'm going to go ahead and say the hero button class. And all you need to do to make sure that you can actually write your Tailwind CSS here is type in @apply keyword. Okay? So now I'm going to say padding x of 6 between our different buttons, padding y of 2, and notice how every single one is getting that. Okay? Then I'm going to say border. The border of these buttons, I want it to be like a kind of nice dark grey tone. Right? So let's go ahead and do that right now. So very dark grey tone, rounded full. It needs to be full buttons. I'm going to make it uppercase. The text should be small, so text is small. Hit save. And there you go. We're slowly getting it. Right? I want the tracking to be the widest because that's enough for us at this point. So widest tracking. Okay. I'm going to make the text a gray of 500. Right? Let's go, 500. Amazing stuff. Retention is incredible. Guys, thank you for tuning in and staying. Right? Then I'm going to say there should be a transition. And reason being for this one is because as I hover over it, I want the border to change color and I want the text color to change color. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pop in the following values. Okay? So these are going to be 2 rules and I'll explain what they do right now. So the first one is saying hover, I'm just going to pull this in there, hover, the border is a custom color, and the divided by 40 means 40% opacity of that color. And I want to do the same with the text, right? So now, if you can see, if I hover over this, guys, let me hit save. Let me refresh. Sorry. Okay. Let me see. Hover text. Hover border. Hover text. What have I messed up? Oh, yeah, sorry. There you go. Okay, the reason why I can't hover this, by the way, is simply because I haven't got the text should be extra small, by the way. Yeah, I was thinking that's too big, right? It's because of the layering. The layering's wrong. Right now, this circle is in front of us, right? So I'm going to change that and fix that. But overall, you can see how we've created our own little thing there, right? So at this point, I want to change the div class name to padding top with 5 and separate from the top a little bit. And I'm going to make these all clickable link components from Next.js. So these are special link components, and it helps us to pre-render the next destination. In this case, it doesn't really matter because the next destination is actually going to be on the same thing. So that's fine. We can go ahead and do anyone. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for all of these right now. And I'm going to do one more down here for this one. And all of these are complaining because they require a href. Now, I want to go ahead and hyperlink down to a different point in the page. So this one, I'm going to click it and it should go down to the about section based on ID. We give so ID 0 should be going to 0 and so forth. So in this case, it should be href equals, and this one is going to be a experience. So it should be hashtag experience. And so forth, right? We're going to do the same thing with these two as well. I'm going to pop that in right here. This one's going to be skills, this one's going to be projects. And that's going to allow us to have clickable buttons and take us to different areas of the web page. Now, this fixes this layering issue because that is kind of an annoying thing that's going to stop us from testing out our website, right? Well, our users are going to be clicking around, they're like, whoa, he doesn't even know what he's doing with the Z index. Right? So let's go ahead and fix that, okay? So let's go back over to Hero. I'm going to show you where we begin the journey. So right now on our Hero, on our index screen, we should have a Z index of 0 at the top, right? So this is basically saying that's the base layout. That's what I'm going to say 0 sits at. The next thing I want to do is go into my about section. Okay, so into my about, into my, sorry, what have I done? Going into my hero section, sorry, hero section. And then on the hero section, I'm going to go ahead and do the following. So we need to make the okay, that's not good.
Hello there.
Screen in background circles. Next again. There we go. So here, when we have the software engineer and all that good stuff, I'm going to say a Z index of 20 exists here. But you see how it's not working yet, right?
Help me!
Or is it working yet? Yeah, it is working. Yes, it is. Right, so my bad. Right, so you see, the reason why this works is because this index is greater than this one. And I've done 20 because I want to have some leeway, right? If you did want to have something between there, you can use it. Right, so that kind of thing. So now we can test it. If I click it, you see /about, experience, skills, and projects. Bam! Just like that, nearly at 900 likes. Let's go, guys. Amazing, amazing stuff. That is the about section pretty much done, guys. So that's the top section looking incredible. Okay, so that is actually looking amazing right now, and it's fully working responsive, that kind of stuff. Look at that, bam. Amazing. Okay, the next step is let's create the about section over here. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and take it in that space. So index.tsx, let's go ahead and create our section right here. So section. Inside of this section, we're going to have an about page, right? Now this about page, remember all of this data will eventually be coming from Sanity's content platform. So we're going to eventually be able to customize all this information on Sanity, publish it, and then we should see this on our front end. Right? So it's actually going to be incredible to get this working. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this right now. We're going to go into our components. And I'm going to create our about.
That's amazing.
I'm going to do TypeScript RFCE. Bam, there we go. We've got an about section like so. Now, what I like to do is hit save, go over here and do the import. And let's just prep ourselves. So ID here is going to be about. That way when we click the about, it will take us to that appropriate point. We also want it to be a snap anchor point, so that way it kind of snaps to it when we kind of scroll down. Here I want to snap it to the center. Now the hero, I said center. Notice I actually want to make this star. Okay, so you see how it brought it a tiny bit up, because I want it to kind of snap towards more to the top than the bottom. Now the next one I want to do snap towards the center of its image, right? So now we're inside of our about page. Inside of this page, notice what I'm about to do, right? Every single div parent or child component is actually going to go ahead and have, from that kind of snapping behavior, a height of screen. Okay, now you can see, look how it snaps between the two screens. So I'm literally like scrolling down, and you see how it snaps as I let go of the scroll. But if I scroll hard enough, it snaps to that next, and look how it perfectly aligns at the top. Right, so really, really nice behavior here, right? Now what we are going to do is we're going to say flex, and I'm going to make it relative because I'm going to have an absolutely positioned element inside of it. Right? This is going to be a flex column container. So we're going to have some flex column stuff inside of it. And then I'm going to go ahead and just prepare myself for later on. So eventually the text I want it to be central inside this container. On the medium screens and above, I want it to be left aligned. Now if you're wondering what the heck is he building right now, we are building this about screen. Okay, so we're building this about screen right now. Okay. So once we've got that MD left, we're going to go ahead and do, on medium screens and buttons, it's going to turn to a flex row. Okay. So notice how on a phone it's a column, and then on a bigger screen it's a row. And look how responsive that is, guys. That is beautiful. Alright, so everything's fully responsive here. Alright, smash the thumbs up button if you're excited to see how we do that. We're about to hit 900 likes. Let's go. Incredible energy right now. This is amazing, guys. Flex row. I'm going to go into the max width, should be 7 XL, should be good enough for us. Panning X on the 10 axis, there we go, let me show you guys here. Right, so you see how it's centering already, it's starting to do its thing. And then I'm going to go ahead and say, we've already got the height of screen, I'm going to say justify evenly the contents on the page. There you go, justifying we've only got one child, so it's quite in the middle. And next to go on items should be central, there we go, okay? Now let's start doing stuff with the children components. So H3, I'm going to say about. Now this one, these components, I'm actually going to go ahead and make these absolutely positioned to the top every time. So you see this right here, about, and so forth. They're actually going to be absolutely positioned to the top, and so forth, right? Right, so it's going to be absolutely positioned to the top, right? So we've got the H3 here. I'm going to go ahead and say this one should be, so this about should become absolutely positioned. So absolute. And I'm going to go ahead and say absolute top of 24. And we're going to follow this pattern quite a lot throughout the build, right? Uppercase, the tracking in this case, I want it to be 20 pixels because I want to get that nice kind of spaced out effect. Look at that. I mean, the tracking makes such a clean, modern effect to your design, right? Let's do text gray of 500, and let's do text of 2XL. Right, bam. Right, look at that. Oof. Look at that. And I scroll down, it just snaps into place. Like, look at that. Incredible. Right, we're already building this like amazing UI right now, right?
Hello.
The next thing I want you to do is we're going to have an image component, right? That's going to be the picture of the user. So I'm actually going to go ahead, copy this image URL from now, and then we're going to eventually pull it from TMS backend. I'm going to paste it here just for a second so I have it, and then I'm going to go ahead and pull in my framer motion at the top. Okay. Now here what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and have a motion.image component. Okay, so motion, oops, so there's gonna be a self-closed component. Let's get rid of that, that's fine. This will be a, sorry guys, motion.image component, okay? And this is the same thing, it's basically an image component, but it does what we did previously before, right? So the source here is gonna be what I had here. So let's cut that, we can get rid of that now. Put it there, and I have my picture, okay? But I can do all those cool things like animate, for example. So the initial animation here, I want it to be a case of, it's going to be, oops, what am I doing, guys? Come on. We're going to do a duration, an initial value of x minus 200, because I want it to come in from the left, okay? Then I'm going to animate it, and I want it to basically come back into normality at 0. But instead, actually, what I want to do here is rather than just animate when you kind of load the web page, I want it to be when I'm in the view. So while in view, okay? This is a cool way of doing it. So you can either do animate or you can do while in view. I'm going to say x is 0. So now, watch this, guys, right? So only when I come into view should it do it. Look at this. Scroll down. So wait for it. Scroll down, bam. You see how it just only when I came into view it did that. If I go back up and I go back down, bam. And you see how it keeps doing it. right? So you can actually keep on doing that. If you don't want it to keep on repeating, all you need to do is simply say that you want the viewport to be once true. That's it. Right, you just have to say that. Now you'll see if I go back down, it doesn't do it again. So sometimes, if you know, it's an Apple website, they kind of have it, you know, it pops in nicely and then it doesn't keep doing it again. Make you laugh says you live. Yes. There you go. Right, so really nice stuff. Now it's too fast for my liking, so I'm going to make the transition a lot smaller. Somebody says this is giving me thousands of ideas. That's what I'm talking about, dude. That's why I want to do what we're doing. I love to inspire your creative thoughts, right? Duration 1.2. That looks good. Right, let's go ahead and refresh and see how it's doing. Right, so look at that. Firstly, beautiful animation. Scroll down. Icing cake, right? Here we can actually say an opacity of 0. So let's even do this, right? Let's say opacity of 0, and let's do while in view. I want to go to a opacity of 1 as well. Opacity of 1 as well. Right, so let's do that one. Let's say refresh, and let's go down. And look at that, ooh, smooth as hell, right? And then here I'm going to go and say class name is going to be I'm actually going to pull this upwards, right? Because eventually I'm going to have it on a mobile view, kind of pulled up on the screen. So on a mobile view, I'm going to make it a little bit sort of higher. So mobile view 20, it's going to kind of go a little bit down, sorry, so on a medium screen, I'm going to have a margin bottom of 0. So I'm going to get rid of that as we get bigger. Flex shrink 0. I do not want them to make my image smaller, as if we run out of space, it should always stay at the size it's set up, which is a width of 56 and a height of 56. I'm going to say that it's rounded 4, and I want it to basically be object cover, which means that it doesn't distort the way you see it now. So that's how we get that. Then as it gets bigger, I want to change things. I want to say on the medium screens, I want it to be rounded large. So medium above is going to get rounded large. Medium above is going to become width of 64. Medium above is going to get height of 96. And then on the extra large screens, I'm doing a custom I've decided for pixel values. Okay. Now let's see this in action. As it gets bigger, medium screen changed, and then it got even bigger, and bam, it changed to size. It's really, really nice stuff. With that said, quick water break, guys. Oh my god, we punched up 900 likes. Wow. Oh my god. All right, let's keep going. I'm so happy you guys are enjoying this right now. Don't forget, smash the subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed. There's loads of people that are watching, aren't subscribed. So make sure you subscribe, support the channel, lets me know to keep on doing this stuff and keep giving you guys value, right? That's how I know. Okay. So, yeah, balance looking pretty good right now. And what we want to do is we're going to go ahead and Savvy says on your looking handsome. Thank you. I appreciate you. So we got an image here. We're going to have a div with a H4 inside it. And here I'm going to say something like, here is a little background. Right, so that's what I want to set. That's actually going to be a hard for you guys. You can change it and add this stuff. That's fine. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to span something in now. I'm going to show you what we do. Right, here's a little background. Okay, like that. Here's a little background. Okay, now what I'm actually going to do is firstly, let's kind of style this up a bit so we get some look and feel. So text for Excel, font semi-bold, okay, semi-bold, done. Okay, and for this div, I'm going to go ahead and just start spacing out. Space between all the components inside of it. 10, padding next to the x-axis of 0, and on a medium screen and above, I want to give it a bit more padding so it can breathe. Okay, there we go. So there you go. You see that? Get a little bit of padding and so forth. Okay. Then I want to go ahead and do something nice, right? So notice how on my build, I've got, here's a little background, right? So here's a little background. So here I'm going to go ahead and say something like a span tag, like so. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. I'm going to pop it in like that, right? And as you can see here, what I can do is I can go ahead and put in a class name and I can put a little bit of styling just around that little bit. Aaron Herman says, I only rediscovered your channel with Learning React Native. I love your content, it's really good. I immediately subscribed. Even on Saturday, I'm watching you now. Nice, that's what I'm talking about, dude. Right. Here we have underline. And what I can do here is I can style up the underlining. Right, what the hell? Okay. Back. Right. I'm going to underline and I can do something called decoration. I can actually give it a custom color. So I'm going to give it a Pufferphone color and then I'm going to give it a 50 opacity. So there you go. Here's a little background. Yeah, nice. Little touches, right? Nice. Here I'm going to have a P tag, and this is going to be basically having some background information about me. So in this case, I've got a bunch of text here, so I'm just going to chop this in. So we have some reference material. You can put whatever you want there. Right, so there you go. And I've got class name. It's going to be text large, just like that. Or actually, in this case, it doesn't really have to be this. It's completely fine to be like that. Or I'm going to make this actually a little bit smaller. In fact, I'll make this text. That should be small. Okay, I mean, it's fine. Okay, so with that said now, I'm actually going to go ahead and carry on styling this out. So, okay. So we've got this little background here. I don't know why I switched camera. So we'll get this. I'm actually going to make this a little bit face.
Hello there.
Hello.
Oh, hello there.
Right. So nice, looking pretty good so far. Right, here's a little background. I'm telling you, blah, blah, blah. Cool. Right. And the next thing I want to do now is have it so that way we have the animation triggering for the little background bit, okay? So where it says about, right? So this div outside is going to be a motion div, right? So this one right here is going to say initial, while in view, and we're going to have a transition point. So I'm just going to pop those in right now to save a little bit of time. There you go. Okay? And there you go, guys. Look at that, just like that. As we come down, it pops into view and it does what it needs to do. Okay, so that is actually perfect. That's what we wanted. So if we hit refresh, test your designer, you can see scroll down, bam. Just like that, clean, right? Awesome stuff. So pass it. Well, now that work, I watch your videos. That's awesome, man. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, so about section done. We're about to crank out the next section with the experience. Experience is the awesome bit here. We've got these kind of awesome jobs that are going to be popping in and out. Then we're going to do skills. Then we're going to do projects. Then we're going to do contact. And we're going to hook it all up to Sanity CMS. So I'm going to go ahead and actually punch in at a higher speed right now so we can go ahead and get some stuff done. Right, so stick with me. We've gone through some of the basic explanations. We're going to a little bit faster. So I'm going to cut this out. We've got our two sections ready, and then we're going to do experience. So a section, and then we're going to have an experience. So in fact, I'm going to call this one the work experience, something like that. Right, so we're going to have a work experience like so. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and create this component. So work experience, and again, you can name them whatever you actually want. You might not like it. I know someone says, please make the page justified. Feel free to do it, dude. I know I feel you, but I'm not going to jump around while I'm live. I'm the same as you. I feel that. T TypeScript RFC. Okay. This one done it as a function name, but the default is what's fine. You can change it up. Savvy programmer, happy birthday! It's his birthday. Right. So let's go ahead, go into index. Let's import this. Pop it in like so, and he's watching me on his birthday. That's awesome, dude. Thank you. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is for work experience, we are going to have, see it's there, we're just not snapping, right? That's because again, we need to class name snap center. Okay, snap center, right? And we're also going to give this an ID of experience, that way when you click it, you can do that. So I just want to test that as well. So I'll click on experience, you see how it takes me to experience, you just got to right? About, perfect, but the experience is just there. Now I need to make experience, remember that trick? We're going to make this a height of the screen, just that little screen, and now you have your different screens that are snappable. There we go, really nice. Let's carry on. So we've got the work experience. Someone says, how's your bank holiday? I'm actually in Dubai right now, but thank you for asking. My day's going well. Okay, so we've got a H3. When we get rid of this, we say H3, and here I'm going to have experience.
Hello there.
So we're going to firstly do that top little thing, so the same thing we did last time. It's exactly the same styling. So I'm going to go ahead and pop in the same styling that I had last time. And this is going to be the same for each different time. So hence, I'm going to save a bit of time, pop in the styling like so. Okay. Now the surrounding div, I'm going to say it's going to be flex container, it's going to be relative, because that's going to be the position according to that. The overflow here is going to be hidden, and that's because eventually I'm going to have this kind of scrolling mechanism in place. The overflow should be hidden, flex should be a column fashion, the text should be aligned left by default. Okay, and then on medium screens and above, we're going to turn to a flex row. I'm going to change the max width to be 40. I'm going to change padding to be 10. Height screen is done. I'm going to say justify everything evenly, and I'm going to center it with MXOR. If I don't do MXOR, it's going to be left. It's going to be thrown to and item center should position my stuff in the center. There we go. Okay, so really looking nice so far. Use scroll so I won't just in particular. Yes, you can use scroll. Feel free to implement it on your side. But I'm just going to carry on with this place, right? But yes, it's a good idea, right? So here we're going to have another div, and inside of here, guys, we're going to have experience cards. So lots of experience cards, and that's going to basically accordingly as you see. These are going to be experience cards like so. Okay, so we're going to create that in just a second. But before we do that, let's go ahead and just set up our motion, so that way we've got everything kind of ready and working the way we need it. Corkex says, I just found your channel. Thank you so much, dude. He's always enjoying the Ibrahim. Smash the like button. Yes, guys, we're nearly 1,000 likes. Let's get to 1,000 likes. I'm going to pump the energy up again. Let's get the banner going. And let's get the energy going, guys. All right, so motion. Let's go ahead and do this. Motion.div. Just do that. And then we're going to go ahead and say initial, while in view, and we've got transition. Same as last time, right? So this will tend to be the same on each screen because I like the consistency. So now we've got the opacity, while in view, and so forth, right?
Oh my god!
Okay, so at this point, I'm going to go ahead and create something called an experience card, which is going to resemble this. Right? We're going to have these different things popping in. Look, notice what I've done. It's nice hover effect. It's like a cinematic focus film, right? It's looking really clean right now. Wow, the likes are Alright, so this one I'm going to create a file called experience card. Experience card. And yes, I know the naming is not great. TypeScript, RFC. Use either or, it's fine, right? I'm going to annoy some people with that. So we've got that going pretty good. Okay, and then this is going to be the experience card. So let's go ahead and firstly pop that in so we can actually see something on the screen. So we can see experience card. And eventually we're going to be mapping through and pulling these in, right? So I'm going to have a few like so. So 4 for now. It's the experience card. We're going to turn those into that, right? So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Okay, so at this point, we're going to go ahead and guys, I can't answer complicated questions like your thoughts on React Native versus Flutter and that kind of stuff when I'm live. Right? It's focus time right now. We'll answer those things in a separate video. H3, we're going to do experience. My thought is, in short, is React Native. You can do web apps and mobile apps. It's better trade-off in time. Right? So this one will say it's going to be the same thing. Remember, absolutely positioned. These are going to be the same for every single screen, essentially, right? So I'm going to go ahead and put that in. That's where we have that experience. No, sorry. What am I doing? Oh my god, I've completely lost track. This is why I don't get
That's amazing.
Okay. So we have this now. For this, I'm going to change these to articles, right? Because imagine like each different experience card being a single SEO article, right? Okay. Jamie Davis says React Native start still. Alright, so we're going to have an image at the top here. So for each of these cards, I'm going to go ahead and just steal one of these images for now. And obviously, I haven't worked out in a few of these places. This is just demos. Okay, I have not worked with these companies at the moment. I have friends that work there, right? I have had an interview at some of them. I got an offer from one. Okay, I'm not gonna say which one for now. But anyway, I work here. I work for myself. Okay, so we're gonna copy this right now. And we're going to do some of this. I'm literally watching you on building a website. I have no idea how to build a website in React. I learned you're saying we can get fired. Thank you, dude. That's incredible. Good girl. But thank you. Alright, so here we're going to have an image. It's actually going to be a motion image. So motion image. So let's just do image first. The source we're going to pop in now temporarily like so. And then I'm going to go ahead and style it out accordingly. So here I'm actually going to have a height and width layer too. I'm actually going to pop in some of the styling by default. So this is just going to save it much time, but you can pause it and understand based on what I've said before. So we've got rounded full. As we get bigger, it's going to change. That actually stays the same. As we go into extra large, width will change, height will change, and object cover, object center. You can have object start as well if you want. And that kind of is object start, object center top. There you go. So if you do object top, it's going to keep it center. It's the majority of things. Yeah. So really nice. Cool. I'm going to make that a motion image. So we're going to import our frame of motion like so. Import frame of motion. And here I'll say motion.image like so. And this is going to animate in. So we're going to have an initial, a transition, a while in view, and I only want it to happen once. So that's why we have this. So y from y minus 100. So it starts from the top, comes back down. 1.2 seconds. Goes from opacity of 0 to 1. And then viewpoint. So once it's happened once, I don't want it to happen again. Right?
Oh, hello there.
that's kind of a cool way of doing this. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the following. And the reason being, guys, is because when this renders in, yeah, I kind of want it that way. Once it's already rendered in with that nice animation, I don't want it to keep on doing it. It should be a little bit more optimal, okay? So that's nice. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a div underneath that, okay? So a div underneath that. And inside of this div, I'm going to have the details. So in this case, job title, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to do for, this is going to be the job title. So imagine CEO of the Papa Farm. Right, that's me right now. Right, so P tag, I'm going to have the company, so in this case, the Papa Farm. Okay, and then we're going to have a div. And inside of this div, we're going to have all of the different technology stacks that we're going to have. Right, so tech views, basically going to be a few of them. Right, and then after that, we're going to have a P tag. And inside of there, we're going to basically have the dates. Right? So we're going to say started, work, dash, ended, Right? So I'm just going to put in templates right now, and we're going to go ahead and fill those out as we need to. And the final part here is we're going to have a list. So it's going to be an unordered list. So we're going to say here, it's an unordered list. And I'm just going to pop in, for example, 5 as an example here, and just put in as a test summary points. Okay, so we're just kind of drafting out our sort of structure. So we're going to eventually look like that. I mean, we do not look like that right now, and you can see how the overflow is not working. Okay, don't freak out. So the first thing I want to do is those lists don't have bullet points. So I'm going to say it's a list with disks. Right? The space between them is wide of 4. And then we've got a margin left of 5, so they're kind of indented, and the text should be large. If we hit save, there you go. It looks kind of clean already. Right? So, yeah, so many people are saying, you know, you should be using the next image tags. Yes, I've already done that in plenty of videos, and plus there is also a dedicated video, and I've said that in the beginning. If you get stuck, or if you're wondering why is he using image tags, check out that video, convert them yourself. Right? But yeah, I have not ignored the fact that I need to use this, okay? So we've got that looking pretty good. Now for this div, right, I'm going to go ahead and firstly say that this should have a panning, oh god, what have I done here? For this div, I'm going to say a panning X of 0, and on the medium screens, a panning X of 10. The reason being is on the medium screens, I don't want it to be so squished together, right? There you go, let's do that. Right. So the next thing I want to do is just style out each of these individual texts. So text for Excel, and you're probably wondering, oh my god, this looks horrible, dude. Fix the overall parent container. I'll do it. I like to trigger people. Alright, so the Papa Fam, this one, let's just get this out of the way, then we can move to the fun bit. Font bold, text to Excel, and margin top of 1. Okay, there we go. This one, I'm going to say eventually, once we've got in there, I'm going to say flex, space between all these techie things, 2, margin, 1, 2. For now, what we could do, I guess, is just take one.